My monthly reset makes my life easier. I keep on top of everything. I don't constantly have tasks and chores weighing me down all through the month. I know it will get done. And today is that day. Come along with me as I share a productive day in my life. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura and I help you live a simpler, happier, more spacious life. Something I always say when it comes to a big cleaning or decluttering task is to first have something running in the background. That could be the washing machine, the dishwasher, etc. Usually for me that's putting on a wash load. Now something that I have not recently discovered because I didn't know about it, but I've only recently started using, and it actually does make a big difference. But that is the delay function on my washing machine. And it's not like I am spending any less time doing laundry. You know, I still have to put the clothes in the washing machine. I still have to take them out and put them in the dryer. But what it actually does is when I put them on the night before, I feel like I have achieved something in the morning before I even get out of bed. If your washing machine has this feature and you have never used it, I would recommend trying it. Put your clothes in the night before, set it to delay for 10 to 12 hours, and then you wake up in the morning and the clothes are washed. You can put them straight into the dryer. A wonderful way to start the day, knowing that you can already tick one task off your list. I am always trying to find ways and things to make my life that little bit easier, that little bit better. So the delay function on the washing machine is a really simple but effective one, but also another great way to make your life easier is just to have good tools and supplies. You know, years ago I used to just buy the cheapest of everything, or I would just kind of make do with what I had, but it just never led to a very enjoyable experience. I remember years ago buying a really cheap vacuum cleaner from a shop that was closing down. I mean, it wasn't even a good vacuum when they bought it like brand new. But just over the years, and particularly now being kind of a minimalist, or at least an aspiring minimalist, I have learned to save up for quality. Now, having said that, I am still very frugal. You know, I was born in 80s Ireland. Nobody had any money. So I generally don't buy like top end stuff, not all the time, but I do still try to buy something that it's not going to break in a week. You know, I tend to go at least middle of the road with my purchases. Okay, Toppin sent me this vacuum cleaner to review, and I will admit that I was not expecting great things, but I am surprised by how much I love this, because there is a massive difference between getting a job done, which is what I used to do, like whatever way it just needed to get done, and actually getting the job done right and in a way that doesn't make you hate everything. I used to be that type of person where I would just, you know, if I had something that would do the job, even if it didn't do a great job, even if it took me longer, even if it required a lot more elbow grease or whatever, just a lot of frustration and hardship, I would still do it because I just had the thing on hand. Whereas now I am learning to invest in slightly more quality items. Listen, I have tried much more expensive vacuum cleaners than this, and so far I much prefer this one. Let me tell you some things that I love about it. First of all, the biggest thing, when you press the button, you can then take your finger off the button and it will still go. So like you press it once, the power stays on, and then you press it twice to stop it. So you don't have to hold your finger on the button. Watch. That's magic, I'm sorry. Second thing, it has lights. I mean, I don't know if every vacuum cleaner needs lights, but I like them. I think it's cool. It's just like, I don't know, space age. And I also love this. So it comes with various accessories. This is the one I love the most. It's one of these like bendy extension hoses. It's going to be really great for cleaning out the car or any of those awkward spaces. You know, with the ones that are like so stiff that like you can't get around corners and stuff. This is really handy. Also comes with an edge tool for going, you know, around the corners of rooms. Comes with a dusting brush, which really I should use more often. And then clips on a wall mount so you can stick it to your wall, and then obviously a charger. This is incredibly lightweight. It's so light. Again, compared to some other stick vacuums that I have tried. Vacuuming is not one of those tasks that I generally hate, but when you've got a bulky, heavy vacuum cleaner and one that you have to hold the button on. I don't know if I just have awkward hands, but after a few minutes my hands get really sore. Maybe I just have like really weak finger muscles. I don't know. But again, anything that just makes the job a little bit easier, anything that makes it easier to start doing. Like if it's just a simple, quick, lightweight tool that you can just pick up and get the job done in a few minutes, I'm all about it. So yeah, very, very pleasantly surprised by this. If you do not have the budget for a really expensive vacuum cleaner, and honestly, like I said, I've tried the expensive ones, I still prefer this. If you're looking for something that is affordable and still amazing, honestly, I'm gonna leave links to this in the description, plus a discount for you. Yeah, this is great. Oh, this. Oh, also has like power buttons for like max suction, etc. Forgot to mention that. Okay, now can I tell you something ridiculous that is going to make me sound like a fool? Honestly, I do not know how I did not put these two things together significantly sooner than I did. So here's the thing, okay, I have this brown chair that I love so much that I brought it all the way from Ireland to the US, and it has sat in my home office for the almost 4 years that we have lived here, but it has never really fit in with the decor. My office is mainly white with bright pops of color, and then there's just this big brown chair. Whereas the guest room that I was just in, the furniture is mainly brown, and I have been looking for a chair for that room for the longest time. Just something simple that my guests could sit in while they're putting on their shoes or just even throw their clothes over, and I do not know why I did not make this connection so much sooner than I did. It's been almost 4 years, and it only occurred to me the other day that I should just bring the brown chair up to that guest room. Lads, I need to exercise more. That was a workout and a half. Getting up 2 flights of stairs as it is can be a bit of a challenge, but with this big heavy chair, anyway, worth it. So glad that I finally realized that this was a good setup. Can you hear the kids playing outside? I love hearing or seeing kids playing outside. I don't know if it like harkens back to my childhood or if it's just nice to see kids out in the fresh air enjoying the sunshine. Anyway, the reason that I'm spending so much time in the guest rooms is because my family are visiting next month. I have not seen them in a year and a half. Obviously, like, we've video chatted and everything, but in person, seeing their faces, getting hugs, chatting, so looking forward to it. It's just been too long. It's been too long. I am fully vaccinated, they are fully vaccinated. Travel restrictions are being lifted in Ireland next month, so they have booked their flights. They're on their way. They're still about 5 weeks away, but just something to look forward to. Speaking of things to look forward to and to travel, I'm going to be taking a bit of a road trip next week. I'm going to Michigan to meet a friend that I've never met in real life. It's another blogger, and I'm really looking forward to that. But my closet, it's a bit of a mess right now. The past few weeks I have been really run down, just really low on energy, and I've also been making much more of an effort to dress up every day. Some of you have actually noticed and you've left me lovely comments, and I really appreciate that. But it means that I'm not wearing the same clothes every day, which means that I have more clothes being thrown around my closet. So it's looking a little worse for wear, pardon the pun. So that's going to be my next task now, to tackle that. It's going to not only make my closet look better, make me feel better, but it's going to make the packing process for next week so much easier. So I'm going to tidy it up and pick out some potential outfits that I can pack for Michigan. Normally, as part of my monthly reset, I try and do at least one kind of project or one task that I've been putting off, something that isn't done on a very regular basis. So not like kind of your run-of-the-mill daily clean type things, but more so projects like these where just kind of over a period of time they tend to get not out of hand or anything, but just need a little bit more attention. Today I'm tackling slightly more projects than I normally do. I feel like the daily stuff, apart from laundry, is more or less all caught up, so that's been great. But there have been a few other little things like this that need doing, like the guest rooms just need a little bit of sprucing up in advance of my family's arrival. This closet just needs a little bit of a tidy, just pick out my outfits for my trip next week. Various things like that that I may have fallen behind on or, in previous monthly resets, I have repaired clothing, the types of tasks that just tend to sit there for a while. They're not really top priority, but they do still need to get done eventually. My monthly reset days are the days when I tackle at least one of those projects so that I can just knock it off my list once and for all. This really did not take long at all, and I'm so glad it's done. It looks so much better now. Well, just looks the way that it should look. It is looking so much better now, and that only took a few minutes. Most of the clothes that were up here were just laundry, dirty clothes that needed to be washed, so I brought those into the laundry room. I had some clothes that needed to be returned, and then there were a handful that were still clean. I have to pack for Michigan now. I'm going to have to check what the weather is like there. I think it's pretty warm, so it should be okay with just some kind of like sundresses and very light things, but definitely need to double check. Isn't it always the projects that you put off the longest that actually take the least amount of time? Like, I was putting this off because I thought it was going to take me so long. It took me not even 5 minutes. And now getting dressed, picking out clothes, going to be so much easier. The next task then on my list is one that, again, doesn't need to be done every day, but by doing it on a monthly basis, it ensures that I stay on top of it. And that is topping things up. Things like toilet paper, wipes, hand soap, dish soap, etc. The things that you might run out of during the month. I know that if I don't do it on a monthly basis, we're just going to end up running out of things all the time, especially now before I go away for a week and it's just my husband and daughter here. If I don't do it before I go, chances are I will come home to empty toilet roll holders. But even aside from that, I do like to do it once a month so that it's just all done in one go. I'm not kind of chasing my tail, only doing it when we have already run out of something. It also makes me realize, when we need to replace something. So again, we're not in that situation where something runs out and I realize that I don't have any backups. So it just keeps everything topped up, but also makes sure that if I notice something is running low, I can order it in plenty of time. Again, something really, really simple, hardly takes any time at all, but just ensures that I am on top of my game and nothing runs out. Clothes will be dry in the laundry room by now, so it's time to go fold those and put them away. Nothing makes me feel like I have my shit together more than being all caught up on laundry. Not that you can really ever be fully caught up, not as long as you and your family are still wearing clothes, not as long as I am tidying out my closet and just adding more clothes to the laundry pile, but still, either way, when you take that load out of the dryer, you fold it and you put it away, it's such a good feeling. I try and do one full load a week. My husband will also do a load a week, but inevitably, things will pile up or there will be some clothes that need ironing or something like that. And that's why I always include it as part of my monthly reset. And that means that once a month, hopefully, if all goes according to plan, that is my one time to be completely caught up on laundry. Thankfully, most of those were towels, so that was a reasonably quick and easy process, but now I am going to sit down and do some reflection, look back over the month that was. So read back over my journal entries and just kind of write down some thoughts on how I feel the month went, celebrate all my little successes, all my little wins, look back over all of the good things that happened, try and figure out where I could improve and look forward to the month ahead. What are the goals I would like to achieve? What are the things that I would like to do and experience? And just generally, who is the person that I would like to be next month? This past month, I feel like a lot happened, certainly for me kind of personally. It was my birthday month in May, so the month before, and I set a lot of kind of wheels in motion, I guess, towards like the end of May, start of June. Just decided, that I wanted to be a slightly different person. Like I said, dress a little bit better, etc. And I feel like I reaped a lot of rewards in the month of June. I am still struggling with some things like sleep, but overall I have made really positive changes in my life recently, and like I said, reaping the rewards. And I just want to take a moment to sit down, reflect on those, and just soak up the good feelings. I think it's really important to do that, and I like to do it on at least a monthly basis, where I just kind of take stock and practice some gratitude and remind myself of all of the wonderful things that are happening. It helps me keep on track towards my goals. It helps me to kind of reevaluate reevaluate and reprioritize if I need to. It just generally keeps me moving in the right direction. Now there are other things that I do as part of my monthly routine, and I have those in other videos, so if you'd like to kind of get a more rounded picture of the different types of things that I do to stay on top of everything, I will link that playlist for you. Or if you are really curious and really interested in how I do a monthly review, the types of things that I include, I will also link that video for you. And until next time then, go raibh míle maith agaibh. Agus feici mé sibh go luath. Slán!